Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Mark Anthony, and I'm here with Deontay Loco, and I'm here with L.
What's up?
And we have a guest in the building. His name is
Roland. What's good, y'all?
Hey. And we are You Talk It, we bring it.
And this is a wild card, motherfuckers. Let's get it.
AKA open forum, no direction. So.
Yes.
You just came in with the school teachers.
I'm sorry. We can bring it back if you want.
Nah, it's good. Let's get it.
So just to recap, so we had a musician, a local artist. You know, I hate to say local artist because, you know, we're kind of putting a ceiling on the artists around, you know, around the way.
Yeah, just say an artist.
We had an artist in the building. His name was Bake. And, you know, he dropped some gems for us. You know, I think that was a pretty decent show. That was a great show.
I thought it was a great show.
Yeah.
Decent. We put some respect on there. What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say decent. I think it was a great show. I mean, I didn't want to gas us all up.
Too
I didn't want to. I didn't want. You know, I'm humble bragging right now. I didn't want to be like, you know, like, yo, our shit's the shit. We the shit. You know, we really are the shit. So definitely tune in, man. He dropped some gems. He's a beast. He's definitely gonna come on the show more often.
We talked about what art means to us, and we gave some business advice for you people who are learning. Come get it from the professionals, right? Watch that episode.
Watch it. Like, subscribe, share.
Do the damn thing.
The ting. All right. So, floor is yours, L. What we doing
Fine.
today?
All right. So since it's open forum, I figured we could just kind of recap on the whole entire, you know, podcast from what it started, or even just so, you know, what's going on in the life of you, because, you know, they know us from being here interviewing other people, but they really don't know us for who we truly are, I guess. So, with that being said...
L, go first.
Okay, so...
Who are you, L? Who is L? Who are you? Who are you?
Y'all want to know real quick, I work at a financial institution. I won't say what or where.
Okay.
But I work at a financial institution. It's my full-time job, but it's not who I am, so I don't think it defines me. I am an artist, and I'm an up-and-coming artist, I want to say, though I've done shit in the past, like shows and stuff like that. I feel like this year really is like the landmark for me, and I really feel like I'm finally like putting my foot down with things. I'm actually doing shit.
She said 2019, going night-night. You going night-night. You know what I'm
No, legit though.
Slap those hands so we know he's serious.
Yeah, but I normally hold myself back a lot. So I told myself this year, 2019, is going to be the year. I said, you know, I'm going to go forth. I'm going to do everything I said I would never do, just to try it out and kind of like get a little uncomfortable to get comfortable to get uncomfortable again.
I've been bugging you for years.
Yes, I know.
I'm like, I randomly bump into you. You selling that? You doing business?
You know what's crazy? The thing about it is people always ask me, are you selling art? But like for a fine artist like myself, it's really hard to sell the pieces I'm selling and then for a good price, because a lot of people are not going to pay it. Right. Or maybe I haven't reached the right clientele, and you know what I'm saying? So I haven't found them. But right now...
You got to put yourself out there, girl.
I've been doing this for a while. I know. But yeah.
Yes.
So, but you know, so there gonna be some good shows coming up sometime soon.
Yes,
I'm planning something with my girl Shelby. We're gonna be getting some going popping sometime in.
Try to get some stuff on the walls of hospitals and things. All right, consignment too. You know, put
yeah, okay. I kind of want to be in galleries. I don't really want to be in a hospital. I mean, I guess I could do that.
But you know what we can do as your big brothers? I feel like you the little sis.
Make some money.
We gonna share your stuff.
The youngest.
Yeah, we gonna share your work, dog. We gonna make sure that, you know, our baby sis L is popping 10 out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure you guys go follow her at Vita's Raw, right?
Yes, Vita's Raw.
Vita's Raw. That's VIDASRAW.
Vita's Raw.
On Instagram?
On Instagram, and then when you go on my IG, my portfolio box is on there as well, and you can hit that, see how that's going. So
I'm still waiting for that picture.
What picture? My hand? My signature?
No, that picture.
Jumanji?
Just get me a print. Jesus, yeah.
I have prints. They're for $5 if you would like a print.
$5.
Listen, I got a box this big I got from Staples that I didn't mean to order this many. But I got a stack this big of prints, y'all.
How
She
big?
said she take Cash App, post dated check, EBT.
Posted.
Yo, don't give me no still post dated check. I got Cash App, you got Apple Pay, I got that
Venmo.
too. Venmo, I got that too. You know what I'm saying?
no
you want to pull up
IOUs.
in my house? I live in Brockton, so hit
Why don't
girl.
you talk about your upcoming events and like your past events that you just did?
Yeah, Roland.
So,
Instead of just talking about you're trying to do this.
Okay,
I think you
thanks,
should plug
honey.
it in.
Okay, so recently I did Spring Fest with Shelby, so that's my girl. We did it together. It was mainly for Springfield artists, but they did incorporate Boston artists as well. It was here in Roxbury over at Art Plug. Shout out to y'all, by the way.
Shout out to our plug.
Right
Yes.
outside the hood is literally right outside.
It is, but the space
There's a rock-
inside
It's
is
probably
so
like
dope.
2 miles from downtown.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of like that area of like
Ruggles Mission.
it's like that area where I don't want to say this, but
ahead.
all like the addicts and stuff walk around like.
Oh, you
OD,
talking about BNC?
right
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
there,
yeah. You talking about Melnia Cass
Over there.
Boulevard? Yeah. You talking about down the street from Ruggles and Tremont?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I'm
It
familiar
was,
with
it
that
was
shit.
probably like 5-10 minutes from there.
Yeah. I know you.
It was a
I know
dope
where it
event.
was at.
It was dope.
Yeah, so I did that recently.
That's atmosphere. That's what I call it. Atmosphere.
Oh yeah, that's just crazy living over there.
Yeah. I recently did an inquiry for a raw artist. So hopefully, if everything goes smooth and well, I'll be showcasing my work April 18th.
Who's raw?
Raw artists.
Yeah, who are they?
They're based out of LA.
Dope.
It's a company based out of LA.
What? Yeah,
Yeah,
let it happen. You speak it into
but-
existence.
No, like I had my phone interview, I did the email and everything. So like it's in the process. It's just the submission where they review, your about me, your bio and all that stuff. And then once that goes well and through, then I get a little ad or something along those lines so I can actually advertise myself for the show, and I would have to sell 20 tickets. So
I'm already
if
copping
you try to come true, it's on a Thursday. It's on a Thursday, it's during the daytime.
I'm
so
copping 2 tickets because I'm bringing a Dizzity date.
and it's
she gotta have that melanin. Go ahead.
okay. So anything else you looking for while you put your pre-date qualifications?
Let's talk about
She gotta
what.
have the cheeks and a brain.
Yeah.
But
Good hair
the
too, good
cheeks and all the teeth too.
Yo.
I'm a fool,
She's just gonna have a grill that's gonna be hanging on a 1 2.
Like, hey Mark, it's me. Like, yeah, girl.
So what inspires you to create? I'm not sure if we talked about that.
So I watch a lot of documentaries. And that's really what gets me going. So I did Sam Cooke recently because I watched his documentary. As did
Oh, we talked about him on the last
We did. Nina Simone, I watched the documentary and I really,
Nina's good.
loved what she did, everything like that. Erica Badu, I've done Erica Badu.
Yeah.
Saul Williams, he did a movie that I watched in my English class at Massasoit. And it was really good. And right now I can't remember the name of it. Slam. It was called Slam. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's really good. It's really, really good because it kind of puts in the thing like somebody selling weed. They're in the hood. What the life while you're in jail, how to stay afloat while in jail, when you're out, that kind of lifestyle. When you have a relationship with somebody else, how are you guys gonna handle this and that kind of thing. So it's really well. And throughout the whole entire thing, he really talks about but he does poetry throughout the whole entire thing. And he's a poet himself, and also, an activist, and social and all this stuff. So he's a real interesting person. I actually got one of my paintings that I did of him into what's the museum here in Brockton? What's it called again?
Full of crap.
So Full of Craft. So Jahath actually snuck my work in there. He snuck one of my paintings in there and got it in, and it was of Saul Williams. Yeah.
And just to go back to the company on the West Coast,
glasses
is that raw? You said raw artists?
Raw artists, yeah. So they're based out of LA. They do a whole bunch of shows. So once I do the first show here in Boston, I can go to another show free of charge. I don't have to sell any tickets or nothing like that. And I can just go and showcase my work. And they're in LA, I think Atlanta and other places. And they're in Canada and
No.
Australia.
We're looking at the camera because, listen, you fuckers, you better buy tickets and support Elle, okay? If you say you're her friends and you say you're subscribed to You Talk It, you buy a ticket. How much are these tickets?
I don't know the exact price right now.
So
$20,
we're
I
gonna make
It's
sure
like around 20.
I think it's $20.
$20 or like 23. It's
20
not that
bucks.
we're gonna make sure that you get no dollar discount because you gotta support your artists and pay them full price. All right.
You have to
Get it?
support your friends.
much. I'll be selling work there too.
That's
I'll be
gas
selling.
money.
It's gas
I
money.
was gonna say I'll be selling.
That's
prints.
bottle money.
Bottle money.
That's weed money.
It is weed. It is weed money. Listen, and I know y'all smoke, so buy the tickets.
I know.
Roland, what's it like to date an artist? Is it weird? Is it like whatever?
No, I mean,
Is she emotionally imbalanced?
I don't find it weird at all. I think it's pretty nice.
Right,
Personally, I've done classes within art during high school. I mean, it's high school, but I've always liked to draw and stuff. So I mean, it's nothing out of
actually not that bad.
it's not out of left field. So it's not anything.
If an artist says you're not that bad, you're all right.
Well, I'm not an artist, so I just want to get that clear. But no, I don't find it weird at all. Especially because I'm into like the whole streetwear thing and just the whole urban thing.
You got your Supreme on?
No, I don't do all that stuff. I mean,
He supports
now
Blue Eyes.
nowadays, typically now I don't buy into all the mainstream brands.
Right.
I used to be really big into sneakers and clothes in high school. That's how a lot of people know me actually.
Drip.
But now I just have so much stuff going on, and on top of that, like I've grown so much from then to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
I don't focus in on I gotta buy the latest drop from this mainstream brand because everybody else is buying it, you know. So
Smart man.
my biggest thing now is I support local brands that from my personal connection with people who have their own brands, like such as the shirt that I'm wearing now, Brainchild. So if y'all want, check out Brainchild on Instagram. My friend Doug.
I heard of them.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
friend
you
Doug,
should
he's from
go.
Brockton native. So I typically just support local artists and brand owners as well. So I don't.
So you'll be cool when Lindsay just quits her job tomorrow, like Jerry
I
Maguire.
tell Roland all the time, I am trying to be a stay-at-home
Oh,
artist.
trust me, we have many conversations about this topic, but I tell all the time, just make sure your bases are covered on the outside as far as expenses. I mean, as long as you get it covered, then do what you got to do. But
Right.
at the end of the day,
Not dig it.
Financial freedom.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Financial
At the end of the day,
Financial freedom is don't get me started on that. I'll save that for another episode.
We'll save it for a dick compliment and management.
And I'll save it called fucking Dwayne, man. That'll be the title of the episode.
Fucking
Yeah.
Dwayne.
Man.
Man.
Awesome feedback, but I just want to chime in. It's awesome that you're going from coast to coast. Like, this is a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? So like, you're working with a team that's based out of California.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're
major.
coming and they want to be a part of your life, your work. They admire your work from the East Coast.
Yeah.
So like, that's huge. There's plenty of states and people in between California and Massachusetts,
Right.
and they're coming to work with you.
Word.
That speaks volumes. So I'm telling you guys right
Oh.
now, I need you guys to support Elle. She's doing it out here for real.
Vita's Raw on
Vita's
Insta.
Raw.
Vita's Raw.
Yeah. Good things
So-
for looking up. So.
Put a link on your Instagram for the tickets, like whether it's a
Oh no, I'm going to. I'll create an event and everything. I'll share it on the TikTok page and everything. So keep a lookout.
So now, Deante, it's your turn to talk about you.
About me. I'm a hot mess because of
First of all, have you guys noticed something about Deante? Deante has a haircut. So Deante is walking the new haircut for Deante, and he has a full beard, and his full beard it's coming quite lovely.
I'm back into my single life and being going in a little bit, or trying to go in.
Go ahead, bro.
It's like that sometimes. Like I'm a recovering workaholic. I tend to work like 60, 80, 90 hours. And I'm like, yeah, I got enough time for a shower. And I'm like, and then I go back. Like, I'm an ambitious person, and sometimes people don't get it. They'll think I'm talking about myself a lot, but if you listen to the context of the words I'm saying, I'm talking about what I'm doing because I'm excited about doing it.
yeah.
I was a closeted artist for so long, and I didn't understand that it was like a viable thing that people could do. I was 6 years old, and I drew this cathedral without a ruler or anything, and it was this beautiful 11 by 17 piece. My teacher freaked out. She's like, "Oh my God, you drew this?" She's like, "He's a ruler." I'm like, "Why?" And like I didn't get it. I didn't get the reaction of her. I'm like, I thought everybody could draw like this. And I talked about it on the last episode, but I had my drawing ability taken away at that level. So it kind of hurts my feelings to draw now. And in college, you grow up poor, you tend to, I never idolized money, but I looked at money as a gateway to get out of the hood, get out of that lifestyle, like I didn't want hookers coming up to my kid saying, "Hey, you want your dick sucked at like 12 years old?" And people can say whatever they want, "Oh, it's not that bad." It is. And it's like, who wants to live in that shit?
Right.
I want, I don't blame anybody for wanting to get out of hood when there's so much ugly, even though it's like there's beauty in spaces, so you got to find it. You got to connect with artists. You got to connect with good people, and you got to find the right energy to not see that stuff. But that stuff's everywhere around places like this. And it's like, I just wanted a way out, So art wasn't it to me at that time. Art wasn't a way out of the madness. I learned to be a leader from being the oldest in my family, and watching my mother and my grandmother be leaders. Mm-hmm. And it just came natural to me. So I started working and officially in work, and like at 19 years old. Excuse me. Hey, ladies, I'm single. Look at the beard. Ignore that.
Ignore the burp. Look at the beard.
Yeah.
Word. I was like, so we just gonna pretend like that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Okay.
Look at the beard.
Yeah. So now I'm just I'm gonna try to keep it brief as possible. I think we can elaborate on things more. I worked for years running businesses. Someone told me I was too stupid to run businesses, so I ran businesses out of spite. Made good money. I worked 90 hours, and then I worked that down to 27 hours. And then when I was working 27 hours a week, making the same money I was working 90,
It's crazy.
I was like, yeah, it is. And it's an unfair world, man. This world will try to keep poor people poor.
Yes.
And the fact that I was making the same amount of money at 90 and 27 hours is fucking ridiculous. So I'm an ambitious person, so I get what I want done. Unfortunately, I had some episodes with my neurological problem where I suffer, and it like put me down a bad spiral at some points in life, and I talked about that last episode, so watch that one so you can learn about it. Mm-hmm. I made some poor choices, but one of the major choices that I made, I left the job. I left the job angry. This guy was taking his life out, his dumb decisions out on me, and I was like, this ain't gonna happen. So I said, all right, so you can take these keys or this left. And I said, this is what's gonna happen, You're either going to take the left or the keys. And he said, it's your option. You got to make that decision right now. And he said, I'll take the keys.
So I gave him an ultimatum.
And the left hurts. I'm just saying.
Hey.
So, he crossed the line one too many times. You can only yell at somebody so many times. And after that, I just didn't go back to work for anybody else. I went back to school in 2004, and I said, I'm going to be an artist. I studied radio and television and a couple of general electives. I said, which direction am I going to go in? And now I'm a filmmaker. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
It is.
He's a great dude too, by the way. He's not just a filmmaker. He's actually like being humble about it.
Right.
I met Dwayne Diente a few months ago. And I'm so sorry.
It feels like 10 years.
I met him back in September, October, and it felt like I'd known him longer than that because that's what real vibes will do to you.
Right.
It doesn't matter how it doesn't matter how little or how long you know a person. If you have an amazing soul, if you have an amazing energy, amazing vibe,
Right.
He just said I got amazing soul.
you cool, man. You cool
Look
dude, bro.
look
I ain't gassing you up. I ain't gassing you up, bro. You a good guy, man. Like, and that's what this world lacks is good people.
Yeah, it
so
does.
when you have good people, you hold on to them, you harbor them, and you protect them because this world is scarce of those people.
Mm-hmm.
So Elle is an amazing person. You know what I mean? So like,
I could tell she was an artist while I met her at a sandwich shop.
Sandwich.
I was like,
What West Side?
no
she
side.
stays at.
Yeah, no.
Stays
The
at
little,
West Side.
Yeah.
littles of Sam's.
Yeah. Hey, they ain't sponsoring. We ain't talking about it.
You'll be all right, you'll be all right.
So it's like, and I was like, I can tell that she's into something.
Word.
And this was like, what, years ago, right?
Ooh, I used to have short ass hair.
Yeah, I remember that.
She had no hair on her head. Feel me?
But
we out
it-
here now.
And then Mark took a stand-up comedy course because I'm a bomb-ass teacher of stand-up comedy. You
are. And like no bull. Like I'm gonna tell you right now. I've heard for years upon years. Mark, you got to do stand up. Mark, you got to do comedy. Mark, you're too funny. You need to do something with comedy. Mark, blah, 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 blah. I was scared shitless to do anything comedy. But if you give me my music, my lyrics, and a stage and a microphone, I'll perform the shit out of my songs. And I'm telling you, like me, I improv like a motherfucker.
yeah. He's a funny guy.
Like you naturally I'm just naturally me. So like if anybody sees me and they say, or if they talk about me and they're saying, hey, he doesn't smile, he's not laughing, that person doesn't know me. Because all I do is crack jokes and all I do is just crack jokes and laugh. I laugh hard.
First
So
10 minutes I
right.
was
You
here.
was laughing like 10 times already, bro.
So if I'm not laughing, if I'm not cracking jokes, man, and you're hearing opposite of that, like that person doesn't know me, man, because everyone who knows me be like Mark with the laugh. Mark with the laugh, Big Mark with the laugh, like that's me, man. Like I'm telling you, I just love to laugh.
Actually, our mutual friend Charlene.
Shout out to Charlene, love
Big
you,
ups. Yeah.
love ya.
I can't say that yet. You'll get mad at me.
That's the homie, man. That's the homie. Like that's my dirty right there.
She'll be like, I don't know you like that.
Stupid. Nah, she's good people's, man.
No, I meant to me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Nah, I got 10 plus years with Charlene. You
Yeah.
know, we go way back, man. Like since house parties, like
Do some house parties.
yeah, bro, house parties, bro.
Charlene saw that I was doing a stand-up comedy workshop. She's like, I got somebody for you.
And sent me.
And then it was like, this guy's my fucking best friend right away.
Yeah, we met.
It was like,
It was dope.
then we talked about a podcast like the last episode, and that's where
This came from.
you talk. We bring a game.
I was gonna say there was the women's day event or women's event that you had hosted.
Yeah, women in art.
Women in art, and
Yeah.
you were like, you're doing the podcast, and I was like,
It made sense.
okay.
We were looking for the right person. We wanted somebody that was younger than us. We wanted somebody that was a female, and an artist. And you clicked all three boxes. You know how to talk right. You know how to act right.
Thanks.
You know.
I mean, she's a whole hood rat when the cameras are off, though. Just to let you guys know, Elle, she be putting on these little fronts when the camera's rolling, but she lets it come out a little bit. She's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she got some rachita in her. You know what I'm saying?
does.
It's all
Yo.
good. It's all good, Elle. You know what I'm saying?
Roland, she stabbed somebody, right?
I wouldn't say with a weapon, but yeah.
I guess it's my turn now, right?
Yeah. Let's
I guess-
talk about Big Mark over here.
Big Mark.
We're gonna start talking about where he got these guns from.
Oh man,
Where's he gonna come from?
T Gunna came from. So like that name,
real question.
yeah, that name came from when I was 16,
16. Oh wow.
15, 16, and I was in Florida.
Living
and-
or just visiting?
I was living at the time,
Okay.
and so they used to call me T out there or Boston because that's where I came from up here. You know what I'm
T
saying?
because of your last name.
Yeah, because my last name,
Right.
and then like my father, he was T. So I always went by T, and then I had issues down there. So I felt like, you know, and then there was a situation where, you know, when my earlobe was ripped right now, something happened. So, you know, they were gunning at me. So like I put two and two together. This is a long story, but I put two and two together. I mean, you know, we all live.
What kind of life you living?
I mean, I can't say too much on the camera, but T Gunner came from that. So like T was my name, and then you know, dudes was gunning. I felt like they was coming for me because, you know, females liked me, and because where I came from, Massachusetts, it was, you know, I caught heat for that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So you know how that goes. But I'm in, you know, high school. You're in middle school, so like, you know, they always try to figure out ways to not like you or accept
Right.
you.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
always those cliques, you know. So
True.
I felt like, you know, dudes was coming for me, gunning for me, so I put T and Gunner, and then, you know, I think there's a gunner in every hood. But yeah, so T Gunner's been my name since I was 15, 16 years old. I even have it tatted on my neck. And I got this tatted in 2010 after a breakup. So I went a little rogue. And I was like, fuck it, I'm doing everything I always want to do. So I got it tatted on my neck. But, you know, just a little bit about me, man. Like, you know, I grew up hard. You know, I grew up and I had to understand one or two things. I had to understand my mom's position, and I had to understand why my dad wasn't there. So like, the only time I really heard from my dad coming up was when my mom would call him, and when I was being bad, and he would yell at me over the phone, and I was scared shitless of my dad back then.
Yo, I'm gonna call your father.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him.
And his voice alone was just like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I was like, damn.
Put fear in your soul.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, because I was a knucklehead, I used to stay getting in trouble and shit. So, coming up was very, very hard. You know, it was basically like survival of the fittest, the way I came up. Because, you know, I came up with limited resources. Like, I'm not going to say poor, you know, stuff like that. Limited resources because, you know, based off of my situation.
Yeah.
Like, so growing up, like, I had to endure certain situations because of, well, I wouldn't say because of me. I mean, I'm a kid, right? So I can't make any decisions at that time. I can't even work yet. So, you know, I'm bouncing from, you know, Massachusetts to New York, living in New York for 2.5 years. Go back to Massachusetts for about 4 or 5 months. Then I'm moving back to Florida for about 2.5 years. And then I come back to Massachusetts in 05. Then I'm going to college 2.5 years later in 08 to Connecticut. And then, you know, like there's a whole bunch of transitions. I've never had stable living. So like I'm always transitioning. I'm living out of a suitcase. Like that's literally how I was living. Like I would take, you know, the bus to and from Florida to Massachusetts because I was scared to fly. So it would take me a day and a half to get to and from Florida to Massachusetts.
You gotta get over that being a
Oh no! I fly now. Oh, I fly now.
I'm like, you're probably like,
So
damn.
yeah, so like I missed out on a lot of. So speaking of that, I'm glad you said that, Diente, because 2011 is when I took off with music. So like there was another artist coming up. His name was Mouthy. So like whenever you heard Mouthy, you heard T Gunner.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so whenever you heard Mouthy, you heard T Gunner. Whenever you heard T Gunner, you heard Mouthy because we were two young dudes coming up. So I had opportunities to perform in Texas, Cali, Chicago, all these states and cities, but I wouldn't fly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, can I take a bus there, a train there? So I was so scared to fly, and you know, I missed out on a lot of things, but I was able to, in my time, I worked with a representative from Bad Boy Records. I've actually spoken with several A&Rs from Atlantic Records, Universal Records. I have a song sitting still from 2012 with Tasha Couture, who's featured on Future's one of his first singles, Rider. If you ever heard that song, Rider, I'm looking for a rider. When Future's song first came out, the girl singing on the song is Tasha Couture.
What does her line go like? What's her verse go like?
I don't know how to sing, but she has a Grammy. She won a Grammy because she wrote and produced a gospel album.
Oh, word!
So I actually have a feature with a Grammy Award winning artist.
That's awesome.
And I have it sitting, and I haven't even recorded it yet. So I still have the document, just the file, the email. I could pull it up right now on the podcast. It's literally legit. And I'm humbled, and I thank God for these things because, you know, I was always told I wouldn't be anything. I was told that, you know, girls will either be my downfall or you know, life or, you know, whatever the situation, like, oh, you will be because you're stubborn or you don't listen. And it's never, you know, it's people that don't know you that say these things.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I've always, you know, tend to challenge myself daily. So I was on Hot 97 on an interview with DJ Drew Nice. You know what I'm saying? He put me on that platform. I've had several interviews, radio interviews. I had about 30 in 2012 from January until May. I had 30 radio interviews.
Damn.
So I was performing 4 to 5 days a week. And I'll tell you right now, being an unsigned artist, people will try to manipulate you. They will try to play you. They will try to sit here and do anything they can to get over on you. And I'm telling you, you have to remain firm on your own 10 toes. Like on your 10 toes now.
You have to be grounded.
You have to stay grounded because people will sit here and throw you all kind of bait, throw you around for a loop.
Treat.
Yeah, man, and you know I'm seeing it. You know.
So Mark, but right on this topic right now, what you're talking about, we're working on a nonprofit. Like there's about 10 of us right now, and one of the things I notice is like people in local small places and whatever like will take advantage of artists, and it's like. They'll say they got no money when they paid like X amount of money so they got sponsors for the whole event.
Yeah.
And tell artists like us, you know, they got no money, right? When I was learning, it was fine. When I became professional and I started to get a little bit of money and do my own thing, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I can't do this for free anymore. I'll send you an invoice. Oh, what do you mean? It's like,
I gotta live. I gotta eat.
So here's the thing: it's like for artists to have careers in art, people gotta pay. You know, the whole thing about you talking about spending the $20 for tickets for Lindsay's show.
Oh,
that L's show, right? Yeah, I'm fired. Someday. But
all
you
good.
know,
It's all good.
it's because you matter to me and your art matters. So I was focused on that, and
That's
it's
all good.
like so many people. Like even if you hang your art at a show, they should be willing to pay for you to be there, not rent you a table.
Right.
You know, like there's so many. You know, I ran prior to this. I ran a business in filmmaking, and as soon as you get registered as an LLC, you're putting books and stuff and whatever, and people will start calling you randomly to get your money before you got it.
Of course, business credit cards,
Yeah, but
Business
insurance,
accounts.
But
loans.
so this kind of goes back to what I was talking about even with me, like in 2014, right? I performed in Atlanta. I went down there to go see my boys, and I ended up having a show at the same time. And there was this team, I'm not gonna say the names, but they was just this janky individuals that they were sending documents and anything they could, lying, anything they could to try to get me to sign
Scamming out here.
with their record label. Like, oh, you know, Lil Wayne, blah, blah. I talked to him. Oh, you know, blah, blah, you know, Cash Money, blah, blah, blah. Like, all these things, Rich Gang, and you know, they were saying all these things. Oh, I got this, you know, this Mercedes Benz, all type of stuff. And they were trying to send and do everything. So like there was a beat that was purchased by them, and I actually have a hook and a verse on it, and I never put it out because they own the beat, and they have the vocals, they have my vocals, whatever,
But they can't use them?
They can't use them. But at the same time, they sent the contract, like the lease of the beat, for me to sign. But at the same time, they were trying to like swindle me to sign
with
to sign the record label. And I was like, I'm not signing with you guys. Like, you know, like, and that's something that I had to deal with a few times because, you know, again, people. You want to hope that people have your best interest, but when you're doing something,
dog world in that business world.
Yeah, that's so true.
And they wanted me on their team, and I was just like, I did not want to be a part of it because I seen what was going on, and I wasn't liking it. The energy wasn't right, You know,
If it's not right, it's not right.
These
Right.
days too is better off being an independent artist because you can control your future.
Yeah.
You know, once you start getting a publicist, a manager, and all these things, an assistant manager, you know, you got somebody that's talking to corporate for you, and then you can't even talk to corporate for you. You got to go through a manager to talk to people, and they get back to you when they feel like it. Then you have no control of your career path, and granted, they'll invest $1 into you or whatever.
You shouldn't be limited to who you can and can't speak to, especially if it's a higher person. If it involves you, don't limit me.
Like I book my own shows like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I got me and my homeboy who I known for a very long time. So like I book my shows, or if I don't want to take like the emails or whatever, I have him email because you know we're both professionals. So my last show was for Jim 945. That was 2015 before my return show just a couple weeks ago. So I performed and opened up for Jay Holiday, and it was
Jay Holiday.
Yeah,
That's that man.
that was back in 2015, and then I performed for the Sons of Legends tour. That was Easy E, Jam Master Jay's son.
See, I know those guys.
Wow.
Yeah, what's it called?
Okay.
Big Pun's son. And,
Yeah,
and
okay.
one more, yeah, I was, you know, I performed a lot, and again, you
That's
know,
wild.
I'm actually going to be in my 6th magazine next week.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something.
Elevator magazine. So I'll be in Elevator magazine.
Elevator, all right.
Yeah.
So here's how I look at it. When you're a professional artist, you disqualify the people you don't want in your life first. Don't try to qualify people. Try to disqualify people right away because if something's fishy, like yeah, that doesn't look right. Don't invest your time to negative influences and negative people.
You know.
Selfish, greedy
know.
people. You know, it's like if I go over to Lindsay and say, hey, I want to take your art and sell it for you. Okay, well, a lot of people will say,
I actually had somebody try that with me, and I was just like, you know, I appreciate that, but I was like, I don't need no middle person. And I remember telling Roland, I was just like, I handle my shit. I don't need no middle bitch. And the thing that got to me was the fact that, like, they wanted me to replicate something or, you know, create them certain thing. And I was like,
how aggressive were they too?
they know he was somebody I knew, so he wasn't like he wasn't aggressive with it, but he definitely like pressed about it. But my issue with the whole situation was the fact that when I have to create something for somebody, I want to be able to sit down and talk to you, kind of get a feel for who you are, so I know what kind of like how to create the painting that you want. I need to know a little bit about you too, so I can incorporate that within myself to like produce what you would like. You know what I'm saying?
People
like,
think it's easy. It's
no,
not.
and I'm not gonna shit this shit out my booty. Like this don't happen like that. Like it don't happen like that.
Right.
So it's you know, that was one of my main issues, and I was just like, you know what, like no, thank you. I manage mine. I handle mine. Thank you very much. Depending, I got this. Don't need nothing else.
But you know, the thing is with that is I got sick of seeing artists getting taken advantage of. And Roland, I'm sure you've seen artists being in her circle with these shows and things like people buying into some bullshit. You know, like, oh, we're gonna put you on, girl. Or
I haven't
whatever.
seen that personally on that level where somebody comes up and tries to offer things over. I haven't seen that personally.
Yeah, you see people try to get free stuff.
I haven't personally.
I was gonna say within the artist, I know this past show that we did, we all exchanged like prints, but that was a mutual thing where we were like,
that's different.
I would say that's different. Whereas like
It's
a
an
person,
exchange.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas a person who's just there for the entertainment and shit to come to me and ask me for something free, don't.
I always see this with music, Mark. And we can talk about this too. Is like I'll see a post, hey, my album just dropped, you know, help support me, iTunes, Google Play, whatever. And the album's $10, right? $10 is not a lot of money, right? $10, everybody got that all day. Right now, when I see people go, you know, it's one thing to ask for something free, do it in a DM or whatever, but you should really go fuck yourself asking an artist for free work.
Right.
That's me, and I say that all day. I'm sorry if I told you to go fuck yourself, but go fuck yourself. You know.
Wow.
You know, why don't you just get a cup and go on Main Street? That's not right. How long did you take to create your art? And even
To develop my style, it took a long time.
to develop the style is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of artists don't know how to recover that time. Like, how much did the paint cost? How much did the canvas cost? How many hours did you work on this?
Right.
Like, what did you? Someone can take 10 minutes, 10 years.
Yeah, I would say when I first started painting, I didn't like to, and even still now to an extent, I would say when it came to pricing my work, I didn't want to because I was like, I'm fresh in the water, like I don't really know how to do it. And then not only just that, but it wasn't more so like I didn't go into it for the money. I went into it for like the enjoyment, like the true love for it, of the craft. So for me, for a long time, it was really hard to price.
Yeah. But now you know you don't want to
Yeah.
work at the financial institution.
Oh
as
no,
much
I've
as
been
you
known
want to.
since I started. My wings felt like they was closing.
Yeah, man.
I did not like that.
I'm telling you right now, like my life right now, like I run a global team, and I work for a business, but I run a global team, and I was able to acquire so many skills and I would say attributes along the way because I've been in a supervisory role for 11 years. Yeah, so I've been in a supervisory role for 11 years. So I've been in management roles, for the last 4 or 5 years, and more so now that I'm running a global operations team, it's huge. It's huge responsibilities. There's never a day that I'm not on a conference call or I'm not in a board meeting, and I have to do that, the projects at work, and then I have to work on myself. Then I have weekly meetings with the podcast team, my team here. You talk, we bring it.
That's us.
I have to write my music. I have to make sure that the numbers of my music is accurate in the stores for Tidal, iTunes, Google Play, all these things, and I have to make sure like the sales, everything's good.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking for opportunities again because I'm an actor. I was in a Hollywood film, Detroit. If you haven't seen it, go look at it.
Oh,
go
you was
watch
in
it.
Detroit?
I was in Detroit. I was in several indie films. I actually stepped away from music because I was dealing with so much, and then I came back, and I tell you right now, I told people. I wrote a status January, I forgot what day this year, and I said, I'm going to blow up again, but bigger this time. And I mean that because I'm never going to put my name or put my hand on something if it ain't going to work. Right. Like, it's going to work because I'm going to make sure it works. Like, if I got to invest thousands of dollars like I have been into my music since December of 2018, I'm going to continue to do that because I know what I can do. And regardless, I've had people just in the past couple of weeks tell me, I'm not going to blow up. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm like, wait a minute. So we're going to just forget about what I was a few years ago before I stepped away from music.
Right.
And I was doing that with no budget, no team, no money at all. Like, I couldn't even, you know what I'm saying? So,
oh, yeah, you got to invest properly.
Right. And I wasn't investing properly. So now you're saying here, telling me as an independent artist that who has a bigger budget now, much bigger budget. Now
you got the business acumen for it. And
right.
You got the tools right now.
And shout out to Desi because, he looked out. You know what I mean? So, I have more of a definitive direction now. There's no way I can lose. I'm not going to lose. I refuse to lose. I took too many losses. As an artist, we know we're going to take losses.
Yep.
We know we're going to walk it. That's part of the process. Yep. We already have it already calculated. This is already pre-calculated. We know we're going to take losses. But it's when we get hit with those losses, what are we going to do to capitalize off of those losses? Yeah. I'm in a position now where I'm not going to see that many losses. Like, whatever I'm saying, and I tell people this now because you have to speak it into existence.
You got to manifest it.
If I'm saying here and I'm saying, hey, blah, 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 like, if I was popping back then with no bread at all, like, my money was going to bills and helping people. Again, I'm still helping people, but with a bigger budget. I'm not losing. I'm saying that to someone, I'm looking at the camera. I'm not going to lose. Like, as an artist, like, we took too many L's. Like, as a human being, as a person, took too many L's. You don't want to keep taking L's. You got to get W's out here. So we've been W's.
So that's one thing. Let me touch on that for a second because it's like two things. All right. and you are in the military, Roland.
Yeah.
Mentorship matters. Part of the reason why we're building this nonprofit is because mentorship matters, right? So that people don't get taken advantage of. And it's also important to find what you love. I'm going to tell you the exact moment that I fell in love with film, right? It was Rocky, the first Rocky movie, right?
It's funny because your poster is the Rocky thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's like,
Good observation.
yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and it's like, I'm a movie producer now, something that I never thought I could do with. Like, I was told I was poor, that's not possible. You can't be an artist and make a living. And it's like,
and it's just a hobby.
yeah, it's just a hobby. You know, those
Pish
things.
posh.
Those things are just fantasies. And then I saw Pulp Fiction, and the same feeling happened again. And it's like I just knew that I loved that idea, but I wasn't in the right time and place.
Right,
you know?
right.
And the film company we started was an idea in a basement, you know, from zero to over $100,000 last year. And it's like, I made that happen. The other people on the team made that happen.
Right.
And yeah, did you have to sacrifice for 2 years? Yeah. But that's the thing. You got to be willing to sacrifice.
Right.
You got to do cost benefit analysis, like what Mark is talking about over here. And you got to find your true passion. Because when I went back to college, I said, I'm going to do radio or video. You got to test the waters. You got to go in there and try these things out. Try it before you buy it. It is like a woman or a man or both.
I'm like, or both, that works.
Yeah, well, you know, there's like a lot of experiences that you need. I came from a leadership background. Developing a nonprofit with people, developing you talk it. But one of the other skill sets I have is being a teacher. Mark took my stand-up comedy course. I learned to teach from a mentor. And I was teaching radio production, right? Now, I got a job teaching Photoshop. And it was all because of good mentorship. I'm about to graduate college because I made a promise to my mentor, and she passed away since then. And she said, I know that you're getting a lot of opportunities now and you have to take them, but make sure you graduate college. And she, at 84 years old, made me promise in a hallway in front of everybody. I felt like a little geek. You know, I'm like, I promise. And her mentorship has been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
My mother and my grandmother's mentorship. And that guided me and allowed me to become an artist, a teacher, and a mentor to others.
Just to touch on being a mentor, like I've been mentoring and basically being like a stepfather figure to my nieces and nephews. And I've been doing that for a numerous amount of years, like years before my even understanding of what it means to actually be a parent, because I don't have kids, but I had to be a parent. So, you know, now like when I, you know, see the youth in the gym or I see them on the football field or whatever,
Driving, actually doing something productive with their lives.
Yeah, I provide that mentorship that I've had, you know, here and there. It wasn't consistent, but, you know, things that I've always wanted to do or always wanted, I try to make sure I spread that message. Like, not necessarily give my nieces and nephews materialistic things, even though I have, but give them the knowledge that I was seeking at that age, because I was doing a lot of dumb things. I was getting into a lot of trouble. The first time I was ever handcuffed, I was 10 years old. Now I have a 10-year-old nephew. You know what I mean? Like, I was handcuffed to a chair at 10 years old. I have a 10-year-old nephew who looks just like me. And every time I look at him, he doesn't even understand why I look at him and I talk to him as much as I do, because I see me in him.
Right.
He's like my little twin. If you see this little man, his name is Sai J. I love this little boy to
You
death.
have him on your book?
Yeah, he's in so many.
He's
He's in so many pictures and things on my stuff. So, but he just turned 10, February 17th, the same day my dad passed away, where we took him off life support.
Aquarius?
Yeah, so I told him, I'm like, man, you're 10. Me and my sister, we had to talk. I was like, yo, you know what happened with me at 10? She's like, I know. I was like, now he's 10. Like, I can't believe he just turned 10. And I'm like, I got to make sure that he understands to always make sure he takes care of himself. And to be smart always, not when it, when he thinks it matters, but consistently just make the smart choices and the hard choices and decisions. So, because at that age, again, I didn't really have that guidance.
Yeah, I was gonna say with my god.
It's good to have that guidance too.
Yeah, I was gonna say with my godson and his brother, my cousin's kids, I babysit them on Sundays. Instead of I try to get them to get interactive, really into the creative field, doing things with their hands, whether it be just putting paints on the table and they dabble into it, or just anything along those lines. I tried to get them to do yoga the other day. It didn't work. But
well, that's a process of trying things out.
Right. But I put a meditation on for him the other day because he was having difficulty trying to fall asleep. So I put a meditation on. And he really sunk into it really well, and I was actually surprised. I like to meditate, so I was trying to teach him different ways to deal with certain feelings, certain things. It can truly help. I wish I was taught that kind of stuff when I was young.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about mentorship.
Yeah.
Give what you didn't have.
Yeah, and that's what I try to provide for them is something more than just the normal, what they normally use to. They come to auntie's house. It's going to be something different.
I'm always teaching. Again, I run a global team, so I have a team of individuals who are older than me and some who are a little younger than me.
Right.
And besides the work, guiding them with work, I'm guiding them with real life things.
Experiences as well,
so,
right?
They talk to me if they have financial issues, if they have, they're seeking things beyond, the workplace. They feel comfortable talking to me because I gave them that outlet, as a mentor. Hey, I want you to feel comfortable to talk to me because that's what I'm here for.
Right.
That's a part of leadership some people don't understand. They think being a leader is being in charge and I'm powerful, and it's...
Is that how it was in the military, or how was it for you?
It's not.
I mean, the military is military. Leadership, yeah, you in charge.
But is there different ways they approached it and try to make it more of...
Of course, but at the end of the day, it was still the military.
But you still make personal relationships with people,
Somewhat, yeah. Not everybody in the military sees it that way. I'm not going to say everybody because not everybody's like that, especially my experiences in the military. I had some really good supervisors. I had some really good figures in leadership roles. So I don't want to say everybody, but I would say a vast majority from my experience. So for anybody who ever watches this and in the military, this is my experience, that it's just being in a position of authority. People tend to let that go to their head, and that's where they mess up, because once you do that, the people that are your subordinates, they tend to look at you at a second take, and
a lesser value?
Yeah, I would say a lesser value, because like I said, from my experience, I've noticed some supervisors where they go about certain things and they talk certain ways to where I'm like, all right, I don't want anything to do with this guy, but I'm still going to do what I'm told because by law I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah,
right.
Well, the military is a system too.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not a, once you're in the military, it's like not being a citizen. You signed up, you signed a contract to give up this aspect of your life.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Home Depot or something.
No.
I'm going back. I'm leading in with that.
Yeah.
I was at the Home Depot and this guy came in the break room, started yelling at everybody, and then he was yelling at one person in particular.
Yeah.
And I said, I put bass in my voice. It's like, shut the fuck up. He's like, what? Oh, I'm a supervisor. You can't talk to me like that. And then I started reciting like the Massachusetts state law about how you can't talk to people like that.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, what? He walked out mad. And it's like, you do that again, I'm gonna press put something on you.
You gonna see.
Yeah.
You gonna see.
I'm like, also, I'm bigger than you are. It's like, it always goes back to that sometimes.
Twins it's like,
it's like, you can't fuck with people like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're stressed out about your life because you made dumb decisions, right? I mean, if you are stuck in a position, I was stuck in a position. I got out of it. It was a choice. Like, I'm saying this. You don't gotta threaten to punch somebody and give them the keys. You don't gotta do that. You can just walk away.
Right.
Right? Now, these situations, like, you know, I learned how to handle myself a lot better than I used to. And it's like, you get mad, but the best thing you can do is walk away.
Yep.
And that's mentorship for yourself. You know, like, hey, I can't believe I did that. So the other day I walked away from something. I'm like, I'm proud of me right now.
Yeah.
And it's like the authority is such a bullshit thing. It's like false because we all live on this earth. You know, like if you know, America, right? America. It's supposed to be the land of opportunity, and it is for the most part, right? I still believe that, and I still believe that we can get better. And it's like, I still want to see equal playing field for everybody, and it's probably not going to happen in my lifetime, to be realistic about it.
Right.
But it's once you take control over your life and say, this is mine, not yours, I don't think that
If you have
anybody can take that from you. I mean, obviously, don't murder, rape, and steal. You know, those are the three big things. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like to an extent, obviously, if you from the country, you allowed to say that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying.
What
I'm like, if you
saying
from the
is-
country, then you have.
Yeah, but what
whatever.
I'm saying is, opportunity still exists. I see immigrants doing better than a lot of Americans here because they busted their ass and they worked harder
and continue to bust their ass, and they
Yeah.
don't stop. They don't take no shit. They don't.
Yeah.
My people are great people.
Yeah, but opportunity is here and it's present. And even I hear these stories of people who came from like war-torn countries,
Yeah.
right? And they come and people write books, they do this, they do that. Like, you can, my whole point on this is you can come up from anything. It is a choice. Tyler Perry was sexually abused as a kid, Oprah too, and they're both worth millions of dollars. And
Most.
and you know, it's like opportunity exists. Opportunity exists in art. Oprah's an actor, you know. Tyler Perry is an actor, and I was talking about this earlier. He's given other people opportunities.
Yeah.
I had this big thing against Tyler Perry for years because I thought he was making a mockery out of black film, and it was for me, owning a primarily black film company, I saw things differently, and it's like you see things like what's the airplane movie with Snoop Dogg?
Soul Plane.
Yeah.
Soul Plane. You see all these bad movies being marketed to black people like black people are stupid. You know, it's like now you see Black Panther and you see
A lot of empowerment.
a lot of other artists, like they're actually catering to African American and women. And you see these monies making
These
movies making money.
I'm like, these monies.
What's that movie with the NASA movie with the math? Anyone got me on this one?
I started watching Will Smith on.
No, with the three girls that did the math.
No, I didn't see that one.
I still haven't seen it.
It's on Netflix.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was three black girls who were doing math for NASA, and
I don't remember.
and the movie was made for like $40 million. It made like $100 million opening weekend because it was black women doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, and it was like for decades. I grew up watching black people be slaves to win awards in film. You know, it's like why did they gotta make Glory to win an award for a black film?
Yeah.
Why did they gotta make these films about black people suffering all the time.
Why don't we suffer?
To win awards. Like, why can't you just tell a black story with a happy motherfucking ending?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, just to chime in on that, because most of the struggles of the black folk in America, there is no happy ending though. So the only way to get a rise or to get somebody to become potent into negativity is to speak on negativity.
show them.
Show them it. And I mean, that's just what it is. And when it's being projected to the masses, hey, black people all this and black people all that. And, even me, just being a black man, I'll speak on several experiences. I was in a security uniform walking through a condominium. And as I'm walking through, I'm hearing doors being locked, doors being locked, doors being locked to cars.
And the security.
And I'm in a security uniform.
That's crazy.
A full security uniform. I'm walking through condominium. Doors being locked, doors being locked, doors being locked, doors being locked, doors being locked. I'll tell you right now, it was at least 8 to 10 doors, car doors being locked.
Damn.
And I'm not exaggerating. This is I'm telling you, there's been times where I've walked down the street and people have crossed the street.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm 5'10". Again, I'm 230 pounds. But
you goofy as all hell.
I'm goofy, but I when I'm not wearing my glasses, I have
still
like a face.
brown man.
I have a face where I have a face, so I get it. But if I've been in situations where it hasn't worked in my favor. I've seen these things not work in my favor, and I've been hit with these challenges. I see these challenges, and it's upsetting, but. I think, we're going to get better one day.
Yeah.
I'm being optimistic.
I do want to see good quality movies. I always preach to my team black excellence, and it sounds funny coming from me, but it's like, we got to be better than that. And owning a black business, a black-owned business, I seen a lot of bullshit. I always had to be the first face that people seen to get the people comfortable. And it's an awkward position to be put in, and then sometimes I'm even, like I've worked a lot in the black community because in the black community there's a lot of art going on.
Yeah.
And it's just you get in where you fit in. I don't look at it as I look at it as I'm an artist creating art, and it's like hearing. A maintainer to a building say, "Oh, good, I'm glad it's you and not somebody that speaks this gabbity stuff." This happened.
A lot of people say a lot of really shit when they don't understand what the fuck's going on.
And then,
that shit's really annoying.
And then, three of my business partners and a production assistant came rolling over with a happy face, and I was like, I can't say anything right now. I was so mad that I was telling you guys I'm trying to learn how to behave myself, and
right.
I'm not representing any of us individually. I'm representing the brand that we had created together. And it's like, if I say something now, this guy has the authority to take away access to the facilities. And I'm like, that's going to cost the artists, it's going to cost us, it's going to cost everyone a headache.
Right.
So I waited till about noontime. I told one of my business partners, I said, we just need to have a talk real quick. Because I'm like, now I feel like I can say something and be level-headed. Should I say something? And
sometimes you need to walk away.
And we made the choice, I asked the black people, because I'm not going to make the decision over them, because that's not the right choice. Like, this guy says some racist bullshit and specific to other people not speaking English. So it's a 2-for-1 with this guy. And it's like, if I say something, we're probably going to get locked out. But I didn't say that. I wanted them to make the decision, because deep inside I wanted to punch the guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, all we wanted to do was make some fucking art. And the whole reason why I'm talking about the happy, ending movie, like Creed. Creed is a fucking masterpiece, and that's a good story, and it's not like
Watch Creed.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
I'm still waiting to see Creed 2. I meant to see it in the theaters, but I was too busy, and life gets like that sometimes.
Life always gets like that.
You got to make
Time?
what
Space?
Yeah, make time for art. Like we're artists for a career path, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to harp on this stuff much longer. So, what art do you enjoy? Like, that would be the last question. We'll start with Roland, I think. What art do you enjoy?
In any form?
Music, tattoos, whatever it is. Like, what art do you enjoy, Roland?
Me personally, as far as art, I really enjoy clothes. I really like how certain people have ability to express themselves through clothes in certain ways where it's, I don't want to say typical, but regular patterns or something very abstract, or they design their own things. I just really like how people are really able to express themselves through clothes, and I think that's what's most interesting to me, because I've also had my history with clothes as well, so that's why I'm really into looking at local brands, big brands, and how they go about expressing, like how you mentioned earlier, Supreme, how they go about making certain items.
Selling a brick for $75?
Yeah, bricks, and now they're making Band-Aids with Supreme on it. I just really think it's fascinating how they go about, and not just them, but many different brands such as like Bape or, Brainchild with my friend's brand, how he goes into his own realm and delivers his own product based off the way how he thinks and how he thinks it should be delivered. And I don't know, I just think it's really different with each brand, just like how with any different medium as far as creating art and stuff. So that's just me, bro.
Yeah.
Hell?
My favorite form of art
That you enjoy, you enjoy as a
as a viewer. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, participant.
Yes. Me. I got you. For me personally, I would say it's music, instrumentals, mainly instrumentals and beats. Like, that is my shit. On my way to work, I got some DGEZ up on there, some J Dilla, just anything along those lines, anything that, can take me so on through the day. For me, when I listen to that kind of music, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like the intro to my day, like kind of how I'm going to move through, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really gets me going. If the music's loud and bumping, I'm just like, I'm in it, I like to get lost in my music, and words sometimes don't really match. So I like to stick to my beats and instrumentals and, really get I feel like that's for me, I know that's when I know I'm making a real connection with the artist, because that's all soul. That's all internal, you know what I'm saying? Because that's literally transferring these little electrolytes you got on your fingertips onto the machines and shit. Like, that to me is beautiful. Like, that's beautiful to me. That's what I enjoy.
Big Dog.
Music, music. I love acting. I love watching actors. My favorite actors, like Will Smith. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors. He's a genius. So like him. You got Denzel.
I hope he knocks this genie out of the park so all the haters can
hope so,
shut the fuck up.
He knocks every pot out of the park.
He's a beast,
Every
man.
part.
Like,
Of the park. Okay.
I mean, you could take. So the debate was Will Smith, Denzel. Who's better, right?
You can't compare.
So right, you can't compare. But I said, now, could you see Denzel playing Ali? No.
No.
Can you see Will Smith playing Denzel's role in
Philadelphia.
No. And
What's the one where he takes a dude for the joyride in a police car?
in Training Day.
Training Day, yeah.
You can see Will Smith playing that.
I can see him doing that.
Now, there's roles where you can't even see Denzel even coming close to doing.
Denzel, a young Denzel, could never play the Will Smith in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nah. But that's why I say Will Smith is so much better, because he plays so many different roles. He could do so many different
He
things.
delivers.
He's probably the best actor of our time, and he's not being projected to be the best actor of our time because of where he started. I think that's, people are hindering him because he was naturally goofy. He's a musician, so like they're not trying to give him that credit. He's the best actor in our generation. Like I don't like. There's no debate. You could put Denzel in. You could probably put Denzel in I Am Legend, but you can't see Denzel in the Pursuit of Happiness.
No, heck no.
You can't see him in those.
No.
You can't see Denzel in Men in Black. You can't see Denzel in Wild Wild West. These are movies that
And Wild Wild West is
you can't see. You can't see Denzel in Bad Boys.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Roland.
I agree because
I wouldn't say Bad Boys.
Will Smith-
1, maybe 2, maybe Bad Boys 2, but not 1.
Will
Bad
Smith
Boys.
has that crossover feel that Eddie Murphy had.
He's a beast.
But then he has the quality of acting that Denzel has.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start looking at this because this is an interesting perspective. I mean,
No,
I'm not gonna say Will Smith is the best actor in the world.
I'm not gonna say he's the
Or
best
the
actor
best
in the
actor
world.
of our time. Maybe
He's the best actor to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
I don't.
opinion, yeah.
It's my opinion.
But no, you might be right of our time.
Will
you
Smith
might be right of our time.
from having the best summertime record still to this date. Summertime. He has never cussed on a record. Like, the man's a beast.
How many kids growing up today like don't even know Will Smith was a rapper?
I feel like most kids know.
And that he lost it all and came back and got it back.
Yeah, people don't know that he lost all the Fresh Prince money.
He lost it
of
all and then got it back. Like, come
I didn't
on,
even know
man.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't know about that either.
Will Smith is a beast, man. Like, yo, anything he touches turns to gold, and that's like The Rock, like Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, he was so
He not like Medusa.
yeah, Dwayne Johnson, he's a beast. Like, I grew up on him as The Rock. Like, man, I
wonder if that man's gonna ever shrink so he can play a regular guy.
He's not shrinking. That Samoan blood is pumping now. Like, he's letting it full force go. But it's your turn.
Is it? Oh, so for me,
Your favorite
I'm
form.
gonna tell you my favorite thing to do on this earth right now.
What that was your favorite?
It's not the booty stuff. It's the movie stuff. Okay.
Whatever booty shit you do, that's on you, my nigga. That's on you.
No.
Whatever you wanna do
No, because we
with
was
your
talking
booty.
about that earlier. So
With your booty.
That's on you.
So one
Feel
of
me.
my favorite things to do is to buy a ticket at 11 o'clock in the morning and go to the movies by myself, sit in seat G8 with no other motherfuckers in the theater. Because I watch a movie different than other people. I watch it from the perspective of a producer, director, guy who picks up the cables, because that's who I was. I was all those roles. And it's like, yeah, it's yes, bitch. You know, it's where I go in.
Yes, bitch.
And then I'll tell you, if you, I was working out and then this girl came in and she was talking to me and I was like, here, listen to this. I put my headphone to her ear. It was like Erykah Badu while I'm bench pressing. You know, it's like I don't need the energy to focus. I got the drive. Like that neo soul vibe, it helps me. I swear it's like this ADHD brain that's always spinning like super fast.
Yeah.
But like music that I know, that I love, is like American Gangster. There's a song on that soundtrack that's like life, man. And it's not even like a big song. And it's like that's in my headphones all the time. And just when suspension of disbelief or a movie can take you out of something,
Yeah.
that's when art is truly beautiful, and that's I love that experience.
So now, you, the viewers, we want to know. What do we want to know, El?
What is your favorite form of art? And it can be literally anything. Because it's you. This is all about you, boo-boo. So you tell us. Let us
And
know.
I want to thank our guest Roland for coming through and dropping some gems and kicking it with us
A few
over here.
gems.
You know what I'm
Thanks,
saying?
Puppy. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, you can come over here anytime, bro. You
I
know.
appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
now you're all our boyfriends.
Nah,
I don't share. That is me only.
No, a boy that's a friend.
Okay, I'll say you see Mark's like, that's all you, Dwayne. You want to be another one? You want to be the side?
I
That's all
don't
you.
even, I don't even play on camera.
Roland's like, one baby girl, that's it. That's me.
Listen,
Yeah, no. I meant a boy that's a friend. That's all. You're a dog
Your
now, bro.
homie. You's the homie
I
now.
said that all to mess with Mark.
yeah, you on your own with that. But,
Mark's like, no smile, no nothing, straight face.
But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this conversation.
This open
today
forum.
because honestly, I was waiting to, have us open up a little bit about ourselves because, people don't really know too much about us.
Nah,
You
they
know
don't.
what I mean?
They know about
So
the people we interview. Mostly.
they know about the people we interview, but they don't know about us. And again, we didn't really chime in and elaborate all the way in detail. But if you ever need to reach out and you want to get to know us a little more, reach out to us. You can reach out to L at Vitas Raw on Instagram. You can reach out to Diente at
The Dwayne Denny.
and you can reach out to me at T-Gunna508 Brock. That's everything across the board. That's Twitter. That's Instagram. So,
And don't forget, you got to follow us on everything.
You Talk It at on Instagram. You Talk It on Twitter and Facebook. So
The whole 9 yards.
whole 9 yards.
We there.
If you're looking for advice as an artist too, hit us up at the at You Talk It.
Or even if you're trying to get on the show, you let us know. We chop it up. We
The
get you on here.
professionals. That's what Diente says. Hit up the professionals. That's what we are, the professionals, and we'll conduct business with you professionally. Excuse me, had to burp.
Right.
Sorry, but yeah, man. Again, thank
And we're
you for
also on SoundCloud as well. My bad, y'all. I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. My bad.
Do your thing.
But because we only said Facebook, Twitter, and IG, we on SoundCloud as well. So if you don't want to watch our faces, it's okay. You can listen to us.
But why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to see our faces? Why wouldn't you? And make sure y'all buy that ticket to L's show.
That's right. I'll put the link out once it's ready.
Sometimes it gotta be on a treadmill.
And just to throw out there, I've been waiting to drop the news, but I got another show coming up March 28th. It's in Quincy at Revel. It's gonna be with VH1. VH1 and Love and Hip Hop is gonna be in the building. So it's gonna be my second show back performing, and let's get it. The return of Gunna.
Where do they buy tickets if they need to buy tickets?
The information will be on
The page.
Facebook. It'll be on You Talk It Facebook, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and it'll be on my Facebook at Mark Anthony. So Diente, he'll actually share it, and L will share it as well.
I just want to make a mention of this. We are almost at our 10th episode, and we're looking to do our 10th episode somewhere live. And
we're looking for spots.
We're not gonna just You Talk It. We're gonna we bring that shit, right? So look for news on that. All right.
Yeah.
And that's it. We'll see you next time with You Talk It.
We bring it.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.